Sir.
I am Niraj Tiwari, going to conduct an in-house training on the topic. You can see it over this screen, that is anger-free school.
Time starts now.
So see, at first class, teachers especially, I am in the habit of using the word student, so it suddenly came out from my mouth. So apology for that. All the teachers just see, at first I would like to introduce the topic anger-free school. I have written the first one. Do you find yourself fuming when someone cuts you off in traffic? Generally it happens that we are in the habit of talking in a way. If someone comes before us or do not do the things accordingly, then generally we find ourselves angry that they are not ready to understand us. This is the habit. Just see the second one. Does your blood pressure go through the roof when your child refuses to cooperate? Just see, you might have felt the same thing, that you would have asked your boy to complete the homework and he or she is not showing the consent. Then after a while, when you inquire about the part, if he or she has completed the homework and you get the negative response, then you find yourself at a different extent. This is the reality. We are really not ready to understand the situation of the war. Why did he not complete the homework? But somehow we try to justify ourselves and really we become angry. Okay, these are the reasons here. When we see the third point, or any situation make you angry in daily life, that this answer is here with each and everyone working here in this school. That we get some reason to become angry. That you want something to be happen and something different happens. So definitely when you find the things are not doing as per your expectation, then you find yourself angry. What are the advantages? What are the minds you will see? I have written something. A minds about anger. Normally we are surrounded with that kind of conversation. We get a lot of suggestions there. It is said, anger is dangerous, don't do that. Generally it is said, we should not express our anger. We get the suggestion especially. Because why? Because if we talk about anger, then it is taken in a negative way. We never try to think upon its positive consequences. We always try to let others know that becoming angry is really a dangerous thing. It is bad for us and it must not be adopted. Other thing you will see, anger is bad. Okay, just see, if you are found angry before someone, then your colleague or your or the person sitting beside you would have given the statement that anger is bad and we must avoid it. After this, it is also said that anger is good, because sometimes anger motivates you to do something. One example I would like to present is, see that you needed to submit the copy, means corrected copy on time, and you did not do it. The IC, the examination in charge, comes to you and says that you are a man who really does not show concern towards your work. That statement might hurt you, but somehow it will motivate you to do the work on time. And simply what will happen in this way, you will be able to help out the management especially. So that is why somewhere you will find that anger is good. After this, you will see anger is sin. A lot of things are there. But if we talk about the individual, the man of values, they generally consider that anger is sin. If you have gone somewhere in church, or if suppose means a priest is standing before you and preaching, then generally it is said that anger is sin and we must keep ourselves away from that kind of thing. Apart from this class, you see males have more anger. I have written it. That means what? If I talk about myself, then I get that kind of thing from my colleague Supra ma'am, always trying to let me know that your anger will definitely hurt you and you should try to control. So that means what, I always took it positively and I always thought about the part. Definitely anger may take me somewhere from where I will not be able to overcome from any overwhelming situation. situation that I would have thought. So generally means this is also there. It means it is the motion. Each and every female sitting in this room might be thinking the same thing, that males are more angry. Okay, they try to shout, they try to compensate. A lot of things are there, but somehow it's working. Some extent, it may be taken differently, that it is not mandatory that males are more angry. Just see, I have written what is anger. Class teachers, you will see anger is normal and even healthy emotion, but it is important to deal with it in a positive way. Means you should have an idea how to tackle your anger. If you have an ability to control it, then you will find the scenario totally different. You may mold the situation with it. If that suppose, just imagine the part if someone is shouting at you and you are standing there and listening to the man carefully, then after a little while you will find that the individual would have realized the mistake that he had committed. You might have not uttered even a single word and you would have taught a lesson to the individual that the thing you were doing was wrong. So that is the part you need to understand, that anger is a normal and even healthy emotion, but it is important to deal with it in a positive way. After this, you will see uncontrolled anger. Uncontrolled anger can take a toll on both your health and your relationship. Simply, this is the reality. We generally face that kind of situation. Uncontrolled anger. Sometimes it happens that we really do not understand how to tackle the situation. We need someone to understand, and we do not. And if we do not find those individuals, then we do something different. That we throw the things away. We try to shout at someone. We try to chide someone. Okay, so that means in this way, what will happen? Actually, our relationship will get deteriorated. Actually, we will create our image before the individual. And apart from this, what will happen? That means individuals will start taking as granted that the man is like this. He always shows anger to put his words, and what actually he is not worth, and you will never be considered a part of something important taking place somewhere in the school or wherever you are working. So that is why it is being written there. You need to understand, and it must be adopted by you, that uncontrolled anger can take a toll on both your health and your relationship. So that is why just try to manage it. And so I am not asking you to keep your anger away, but you have to use it in a positive way, and you will find your result totally different. When the situation will come in your way, just use it. After this, you will see what is the difference between anger and aggression. This point is really very important to understand, the difference between anger and aggression. Just see the negative effect of anger. Just see what will happen. The bodily system becomes rigid and impure. It becomes rigid. That what will happen if I talk about myself. Okay, if I am angry, then what will happen, or what happens? Generally, I start running from a place to another. Okay, that my face becomes red. Okay, my body really becomes rigid. So that it is the point, the bodily system becomes rigid and impure. Apart from this, just see, we damage or abuse others. Especially means this is a common symptoms. Okay, that within a while you will be able to understand the person's mental status, that he or she is angry. Because why? Because the individual will start talking something nonsense. Okay, so generally it happens that we damage or abuse others. Okay, and that suppose the individual is not able to control the anger, and possibilities are there that he will start showing the symptoms, that he will give a punch or he will smash the nose of someone. That kind kind of thing. Means it is a common thing that we generally notice in the individual who are angry. Third point, you will see broken relationship. Simply it happens. The last time actually I found something unusual with me, and really I was not able to understand how will I tackle the situation. Someone loving, generally it happens, if someone loving, okay, comes to you and says something which is really not acceptable. At that very moment, what will you find that you will not be able to convince yourself that the man had some different status and that is why he or she had spoken that kind of thing. We accept the fact that he or she said that kind of thing to me. How did he do that? Why did he do that? I will never talk to him. I'll never try to manage the situation. That generally means it happens. And generally what do? We start keeping ourselves away from that individual. We start ignoring them. Just see how difficult the situation is that you are working under a roof and you start ignoring something. That the individual is crossing beside you and you are ignoring. It is okay, I do not identify. So that means it is only because of the anger. Once it happened, and what? You got trouble for ample number of things. It's for 1 month, 2 months, or it may last longer. So what is the use of that? Why will we break our relationship because of anger? Somehow means what? We all are working somewhere for the better furtherance of the schools. We all are here to manage the healthy relationship, and as we a teacher, we teach that kind of lesson to our students that we must keep our anger away to create a healthy surrounding. So generally that kind of thing is there. Actually, we are the man of values. We teachers are man of values, and simply means what? Actually, we should adopt that kind of thing, that we will become an epitome of values to the individual who might be copying yours. This is the thing. Just see, a very good line is written by Mahatma Buddha. Holding on to anger. Holding on to anger is like grasping a hot coal with the intent of throwing it at someone else. You are the one who gets burned. Simply. And when will you dare to means hold a hot coal in your hand if you have sense? Definitely not. But when you are angry, you will not understand what kind of thing you are carrying to damage someone. This is the part. In this way, what will happen? The possibilities are there that you will damage yourself. You might have seen that a person in anger would have given a punch to the mirror. That means what? Actually, the blooded hand is there before the eyes, and later on he will realize what did he do at that very moment. But definitely means what? Actually, the pain is going to stay for 20 days or 30 days, and he will always recall the time that why did I do that kind of thing? What kind of decision have I made? So especially means what? Actually, we should always try to keep our anger in control, and then only we can create the healthy surrounding. This is the thing. Apart from this, you will see that we were with the notion that anger is always bad. But here I am trying to show you some positive effect of anger. What is that? Energize us to do something. I have given you an example. Suppose means what? Actually, if you are given some suggestion by someone to do something on time and you are at fault, then you will get that energy. It is okay. He has said that kind of thing to me. I'll try to do the thing. Within a limited while, I'll throw the copy or something. Means what? Actually, the assignment at your face, and you will just see that. So means in this way you can utilize your anger in that positive way. Apart from this, when you go to the next point, enable us to assertive. Assertive means positive. Actually, it enables us to do something positive. Simply means what? If you are in a condition to control your anger, then definitely it will happen that you will be able to mold the situation positively. You might be feeling that everything is happening worse. You are going somewhere. You are not able to figure out the way to come out from the trouble. but just use your anger in a positive way and you will find the positive result. This is the reality. Apart from this, when you go to the next line, it is written, help us to survive. This is also the reality. It helps us to survive. Okay, because just imagine the part, suppose if someone did something wrong to you, that is a different part. You would have thought to take a revenge to someone. Means unless or until you take a revenge, you will not consider to die or something. You will stay there, it is okay, I'll die after taking the revenge or something. So generally this is the reality. It helps us to survive. It is okay, I have to do a lot of things. Suppose when someone has said that you will never be able to buy a car throughout your life, then what will happen? Definitely at that very moment, you will get that anger. You would have got something offensive. But what do? You take some time. You try to prove yourself. Okay, it is okay. You said that I'll not be able to buy a car. I'll show you that I'll definitely buy a car. Generally. As one example, I would like to say that one of my students is studying there in class 10, and once I said, you will never be able to do the thing. You will never be able to become successful in your life. And after 8 years, I met that girl somewhere, okay, as a chief guest. She had become the video, and on that day, she came and said, you told me on that day that I will not be able to do anything. I'm your student. I kept your statement in my heart, and you see that I have become video. So that means, you see, that means it helps us to survive. Simply. It gives us the way. It gives us a way to mold the situation. After this, it is a way of communication. If you want to hurt someone, then go with that, you know the skill. If you want to please someone, you know the way what to do. You have that skill. So simply you need to understand it is a way of communication. Apart from this, motivate us to take action. I have given you an example. Okay, that the girl got it as the motivation. Means the statement that I gave, it was not less than the motivation. And apart from this, means what she took it seriously. And finally, what happened? She converted it into the result only to prove me wrong. She was angry at that very moment. She wanted me to prove wrong, and she did the thing accordingly. And let's see, we both got benefited. I'm narrating the story because I'm happy. She came to tell me because she was happy she got the car. So that in this way, people will get benefited. Okay, if the things are utilized in a proper. Just see, nobody makes you angry without your consent. This is the most important. It depends upon you. If you want to be angry, it is your part. If you want to keep yourself calm, then it is yours. Simply means take the things positively, and you will find that no one will be able to offend you. No one will be able to make you angry. This means what? Avoid the statement being given by someone. What is the use of taking everything? Generally, I am giving that kind of suggestion, but I do the same. I take the statement by heart, but somehow if we get that skill to keep the negative statement away from us, then definitely we will be able to create an otherwise healthy surrounding. This is the reality. We need to understand these things, especially what is there to take and what is not. And if we are able to understand these things, then definitely means we will always find ourselves happy. This is the reality. After this, you will see cause of anger. You can just keep these things in your mind, my expectation. You see that you are expecting your ward to score 95% marks, and your ward is scored 60% marks. Then finally, what will happen? You will start chiding your ward. Okay, what do you think? For these marks, I have spent that much money on. What do you think? That I am going to give more money for your education? Apart from this, a lot of negative things will be spoken at that time. I have never seen a fool like you, the idiot fellow. Apart from this, means a lot of negative words will come in our mind, and it will definitely be presented to my board because my expectation did not get fulfilled. I have expected that kind of faulty perception and thinking. Faulty perception and thinking also makes a sign that I have kept a perception. Just see, one example I would like to give that we all are keeping a perception in coming time we are going to have seventh day commission. Possibilities are there. That means if you get it, then you will become happy. But suppose means if it takes time, then definitely we become angry. What the hell we are doing here? What kind of thing is going to happen? Will we get a mode of survival? A lot of questions will come in our mind. So this is the reality that faulty perception and thinking also makes us angry. Apart from this, you will see the thing. The next one, personality factor. Personality factor means what? Actually, I will not take the name of the individual, but somehow means what? Actually, fear from interview. Fear from interview. That means what? Actually, the man is good at his studies. He has that ability that he can crack any examination, but still the greed is there in the heart that I will not be able to face the experts. I will not be able to take the interview. I will not be able to clear it. So that is means what? Not believing on ourselves is also a cause of anger. So this is the part that personality factor is also a reason for anger. Apart from this, poor communication skills. Poor communication skills, that means what? Suppose you find someone is standing before you good at communication. And what do at that very moment? You start comparing yourself with that individual. You try to be an individual like him. And when you will not be able to do that kind of thing, then you will become angry. That I have done everything to improve my skill, but I am not able to do it. It will definitely bring negativity in the mind. Rather than this, if you try to improve the skill for yourself, then you will get satisfied and you will not become angry. So that is why don't ever try to become judgmental. Don't ever try to summarize the thing always. Don't ever try to generalize the thing, and you will find the situation different. We generally start generalizing something. Now that we are in the habit of doing something. You are from Latehar. People living in Latehar are always found like this. So what is the use of means what actually speaking that kind of sentences? We are getting IS from that locality too. That means what actually we are in a habit of talking. That means people living in that area are short-tempered. People living in that area are cunning. They are shrewd. So that what do we do in this way? We try to generalize it. And it is only means what actually because of that means poor communication skill or something like that, because we try to compare ourselves. Apart from this, you will see that poor emotional control. Poor emotional control, that means what? You may use a word empathy for that. That emotional control. That someone is being chided or scolded. The person who is being scolded is not uttering even a single word, but you just means what? You take the position. So this is wrong, sir. Why did you do that? That means the man is speaking right, you are not able to understand. So means what? Taking the side of someone. Means what? That you are thinking the situation empathetically. You keep yourself at that individual's place and you try to manipulate the situation. So that means what? Actually, if you do not have control over your emotion, then definitely means you will become offensive for small trifles, for a small reason. And no one will be able to help you out at that time. You need to understand the value of time. You need to identify the surrounding where you are presenting yourself. You need to read the situation. You need to understand the position of the individual before whom you are talking to. This is the part. So that means what? These things are really important to understand how to control emotion. If you do not learn those lessons, then possibilities are there that you will always become angry on some little difference and you will always harm yourself. That is why this is really important to understand to keep a control over your emotion if you are dealing something important. This see, a very good line is there written by Buddha. Anger will never disappear so long as thoughts of resentment are cherished in the mind. It's a common thing I would like to share. अगर आप दिल में खुशियाँ रखते हैं तो आप खुशियाँ बांटेंगे. अगर आप मन में अगर दुख पाले हुए हैं तो दुखी बांटेंगे. This is the part. So that is the line written there. The anger will never disappear so long as thoughts of resentment are cherished in your mind. If you are sad, then definitely you will be sharing sadness. Apart from this, you will see anger will disappear just as soon as thought of resentment are forward. If you get some moment to laugh, if you recall the moment that you cherished, then you will find yourself happy and you will be sharing happiness in your surrounding. You will find the surrounding healthy if you just share the pleasant things. This is the very good statement. Really means this line may be taken or adopted by us to spread happiness or next word to remove anger from our surrounding. Just what is the requirement? You have to keep those thoughts of resentment away and you will definitely become happy. Understood? After this, let's see. How do you act when angry?
Sure.
That is the question. Means you may think upon that. And generally, what do? We become judgmental. They are asking me to check the copy, he has not given it yet. Okay, this is the part. What do? We become judgmental. Why will I do? He has not done it. He is blaming me. He does not know his history. That kind. These are the common things. Generally, we do. Whenever we become angry, then possibilities are there that we become judgmental. We try to judge the situation as per our own wish. Hey, I will not talk to that individual. He said that. Definitely, I will not look at the face of that individual. He is the fellow to be hated. Oh, you talk to that man. You do not know the nature. Definitely, you will feel it how bad the decision you took when you became friend with him. At least, what are you doing there? You are trying to present hatred. Because why? Because you do not like that individual and only because of this you want each and everyone to hate that individual. It is only because of the anger that you have kept in your heart. This is the blame game. Blame game is the common thing when you become angry. Yes, I did that. You did do that at that very moment when you were talking to your friend. Okay, I have said something wrong about you. What do? You always say positive about me. That simply means in the habit of blaming someone. This is the part. Apart from this, you will see that preoccupy. You have made the mindset. Premonition. The word is there in English. Premonition. Prejudice. Okay, that means what? You have kept it in your mind that you are superior from each and every one. Simply. It means no one can stand before you. Okay, one situation I would like to present is that thinking your place will not be replaced by anyone is an example of preoccupiedness. Generally, teachers resigning from a school think in this way that the place cannot be replaced. But this is totally wrong. Because why? Because means what? Actually, chair does not remain vacant. It is generally filled by someone. And what? The time is transient and it goes on accordingly. Simply, you will go, someone will come. You will be replaced. You will be forgotten. So that is why we all need to understand that your presence is important if you are present. If you are not present, then soon you will be forgotten. Because why? Because people have a lot of things to do. They do not have that much time to recall the time spent with you. This is the point. So that is why we always try to enjoy the present moment. We always try to understand the importance of the time where we are standing. And in this way, what will happen? We will be able to create a healthy surrounding, and all bodies standing beside you will get benefited with that. This is the reality. That preoccupied, if you become preoccupied, then please keep yourself away with the thing, and you will find yourself totally different. That you would have won the situation. After this, just take revenge. It is so bad. It is so bad that keeping the thing inside the mind to take revenge from an individual who would have hurt you, because in this way you are going to hurt yourself. Try to forget it. Then later on, means just imagine the part, or just try and understand. The person who understands your importance will never go away from you. Again, I am repeating the thing. The person who understands your emotion will never go away from you, and person where means what? Actually, in person's life, if you are not important, then you will never be called. This is the part you need to understand, that who is important and who is not. So that is why taking revenge, keeping these things inside the mind will only hurt you and it will kill your time. Simple. If you really want to be a successful individual, then at first you need to cope up with these situations, that you have to come out from this rubbish part. That means I will take revenge because he had hurt me. In order to take revenge, you would have killed a lot of days. You might be planning, you might be talking to the individual, you might be trying to manipulate the things. And in this way, just see, you did not do anything, only to take revenge. And later on, you will realize how many days you have killed only to make a strategy to hurt the individual who had hurt you. So, really, time is money. That is a statement. And if you really want to make money, or if you really want to become successful in coming time, and just means be aware at this point. Take revenge. Don't ever try to take revenge from someone. Okay, just try to forget. Okay, distrust, loyalty, especially means if we talk about the family relations. Okay, that means what is the key of happiness in a family? That is the trust, the loyalty. Okay, if you are loyal to your family, and you will find yourself happy, a pleasant surrounding at your home. But if you are unable to create it, then you will always find negative vibes coming inside your mind. Just enter inside your house and you will find that something wrong is there. That always a seed of suspicion will be found in your mind. You will always try to show your distrust. You will never be able to polite. You will never be able to understand your partner. So that is why if you really want your relationship to be strengthened, try to create a trust there. And simply means you all will find the situation in your side. The ball will always remain in your court. That is why this is really important to understand that we should try to create a trust. We should try to generate a trust to strengthen our relationship. A good line is there. Just see, written by Gandhi. Anger and intolerance are the enemies of correct understanding. If you are angry, if you are intolerant, you will never be able to understand a situation. This is the fact. You see, you might have felt the same. You might have felt the same thing. If you are quarreling with someone, or if you have an altercation with someone, then at that very moment you will never be able to prove your point. Just be silent for a little while and let the person speak. Okay, and you listen to him carefully. And what actually give that individual 1 or 2 days. And if that individual is wrong, then after 2 or 3 days that individual will come and he will apologize for it. Okay, this is the reality. Sometimes it happens that we win the battle without uttering a single word. Okay, normally ये सारी सब चीजें होती हैं कि सामने वाला जो है आपको बोलते चला जा रहा है, आप शांत रहिए. अगर आप उस समय बोल दिए तो यहाँ पे ये चीजें हो जाती है कि मतलब बाद में वही चीज ब्लेम नहीं होता है कि तुम भी तो हमको ये बात बोला, तुम भी तो हमको ये बात बोला. लेकिन at that very moment when you remain silent, then you will get a lot of time to explain. And at that very moment, that individual will not utter even a single word and he will listen. लेकिन हमको अच्छा नहीं लगा उस दिन हम ऐसे बोले, वो कुछ नहीं बोले, तुम ऐसे कर दिया, हमको उम्मीद नहीं. तो ये जो बात है, especially means what is the use that this anger and intolerance were controlled, that it was not a part of yours, and only because of this you were able to create a positive surrounding. So this is the reality. The anger and intolerance are the enemies of correct understanding. So always try to keep yourself away from anger and or intolerance, and you will always get correct understanding. You will become a good decision maker. You will be able to take the decision in a correct way. You will be able to motivate the individual. You will be able to become a pathfinder of the individual. So that is why this is the reality that we should keep our anger and intolerance always away from us. After this, you will see anger management. Causes of anger fall into 2 categories. The first one is external stresses. Second one is internal stresses. What is that? You will come to know about that. External stress may be major life event. What is that external stressor? It may be major life event. It is moving. Okay, the moving means you have got a target. Okay, and you have to achieve it. And what you are doing accordingly. Generally means what it is about the student life or something. Okay, that means a student is there, has to crack IIT or something, and he has to move somewhere, not able to find out the way, not able to understand how to score good marks, how to uplift their standard. So those things are there. Apart from this is the death of spouse. It is also means what actually external stress. It creates stresses. And that means what actually just imagine the part how hard the moment becomes for the individual who would have lost spouse. Okay, that means what they spend the time together. And after a little while the thought comes inside the mind that the individual has to go alone. Definitely means you will find the individual that what do we try to do? If we just go to that individual, we sit beside, we tries to motivate him, you need to worry, we are there with you, you will get the company. But actually these things do not work. Because why? Because the individual gets the stress. He or she tries to cope up the situation, but it is really very difficult for him. Apart from this, you see a family member or friend. I still recall the time I joined this school, and I had lost one of my best friends there. I was taking the call and I was taking the class and I got a call that Vinith was the name and he was no more. Trust me, I was not able to write even a single sentence there on the board. I just means my body was trembling. I was not able to accept the situation. I went there to meet the principal and I said, sir, that kind of thing is there and I will not be able to take the classes. I left for Ranchi and really means my mind was churning in a different way. It was not ready to accept the situation and I did not come for 5 days because I was not in condition. But just imagine the part who had lost the son. Means my friend was the son of someone, was the husband of someone. So that I was feeling in this way. So how will they be feeling at home? Like a mother, the wife, or someone. So that means what these are the external stresses. Apart from this, you will see divorce. Divorce is also a part. That means just imagine the part actually the individual with whom you committed to spend all the good and bad times and some situation comes in your life when you try to get separated or you take a decision to get separated. It is really not easy for anyone. But somehow when you find the circumstances are not propitious, are not favorable, or means what actually are not going, or means what actually suggesting you to do something good, then generally what you take that kind of decision. You try to get separated. Okay, finally means what? You find yourself at a different extent. Every day you are finding yourself getting depressed. You are not able to spread happiness among anyone attached to you. Then you take that and means you can understand what kind of mental trauma that individual would have got who has decided to take divorce. So it is also a part of that external stress. It creates a stress. Simply. Hence, you will never be able to understand the situation of that individual. And he might be smiling before you. He might be meeting you in a way that he is the happiest person of the world. But later on means what? Actually that individual remains alone, laying somewhere in the bed or thinking upon the situation what is going to happen. So that kind of stress is not seen by anyone. It is only felt by the individual who has undergone with those situations. These are the ones. So this is the actual definition of external stresses, that you will never be able to understand the situation of those individuals. It will only be felt by the individual who had undergone it. This is called external stress. Apart from this, you will see may be caused by everyday pressures such as, that is financial. You have bought a car, or you have got a credit card and spent 50,000 rupees and you are not getting the money on due date to clear the debt. Then you will get the stress. My goodness, I have to clear the due on that day and I do not have some. So generally that kind of thing creates a stress. You have not received your salary for 3 months and you have to clear the installment of your car that you had bought. Then what will happen? It will create this stress. Deadlines. It also creates a stress. Today we have signed a notice that within 2 days you have to give the mark statement along with the copies. It is going to create a stress because last year I got 4 bundles and I have to return it within 2 days. So definitely it is not going to happen and I'll get the stress. My goodness, I have that deadline to be fulfilled within 2 days, and how will we do that? That is the deadline. You may take a lot of examples. Apart from this, you will see arguments. Arguments definitely creates a lot of stress. Okay, that simply means what? Actually, once I had a conversation with Archana ma'am. That means what I wanted duty to be assigned, and ma'am just took some leave. Then on that day means what happened? I became little bit worried as well as angry. I said कि मैम हम आपको बता नहीं रहे हैं, मतलब हम आपसे पूछ नहीं रहे हैं, हम आपको बता रहे हैं कि आपको ये काम करना है. That means what I did not do intentionally, but later on I thought about the part that my way was good. But somehow means what actually the argument I found it good that Archana ma'am did not react. She took the part and means she kept herself out. Okay, so this is also a way to tackle the situation. That the arguments, what is the use of mind? It will definitely means what about the emotion of the individuals. After this, family consents. Family consents that you want your ward to study in DPS and not getting a way to get your ward enrolled. So that family consent that you will start giving a call to someone. You will start means putting your effort on someone. You just try to figure out a way and let my ward to be admitted there. Apart from this, a lot of things that marriages. Okay, you are in search of a good guy and you are not getting, then definitely it will create a stress. Apart from this, you see, lack of sleep. It is also important. The lack of sleep, class teachers, lack of sleep, you would have understood the part. You would have understood the part that means what if you have not slept for 5 to 6 hours, you will not be able to delegate the task enough. This is the reality. You will always find yourself clumsy. Okay, have to deliver something and delivering something. You might have felt the same. Okay, that you want to sleep, but you are not getting the time. That is also creates. It also creates a stress. This is the reality. It happens. So these are the external stresses. Okay, that creates a stress. Apart from this, you will see internal stresses inside ourselves. This type of stressor may play a greater role in the anger of daily life. Examples, values and beliefs. You can see that faith on someone. Internally means what actually, or you have showed the faith, and if you do not find it being fulfilled, then means what possibilities are there that you will become angry. Apart from this, the goods. Each and everyone has set a goal. They want it to be fulfilled. They do the things accordingly. If I talk about myself, then means what I generally say that I want to be the principal. Okay, in coming time, what will happen? I really do not know, but this is my goal, and I am trying to do it. And for that means what? If I do not find a way, if I do not go ahead accordingly, then a time will come when I will become angry on something. If I understand the situation, then it is okay. Else, I will start damaging myself. It is also a way. It is the reason for those internal stresses. Apart from this, you will see the self-image. Again, comparing that self-image. What have you thought about yourself? Okay, that means what we all are gifted. We are not here to be compared. Okay, each and every one is precious. And we should understand the quality that we have possessed. And according to that means if we go ahead, definitely we will be able to get the happiness that we need, especially to keep ourselves content, to keep ourselves satisfied. Apart from this, you will see expectations of selves and others. That is the part. And one example here I would like to give that one student was studying place Utirani. I always used to say that you have to score at least means 90% marks. How will you do that? I do not know. So those things I forwarded. But it was there with her. Sir has that much expectation that I have to score 95% marks or 90% marks. She will get that internal stresses. Especially it may be taken as a positive way that she wanted herself to be proved worthy, and only because of this she took the challenge and she did it accordingly. It has a negative impact also. Okay, that means a lot of things are there inside the mind that he is not able to figure out a way through which he will be able to manage the food. So, means these are the internal stresses and generally means what these things are. After this, when we go to the next, you will see anger management. Anger. Generally, the biological terms are there, driven by hormones. Hormones act like a conductor. That when we become angry, that means what actually the hypothalamus and the pituitary releases some hormones and it affects our body. This is the one. So hormone act like a conductor. Hormones intervene body system. Intervene body system means you can understand it affects. It really or in some other biological terms are there, especially means what actually it affects our body and the individual is standing before you may understand your situation. After watching your face, he or she will be able to reveal it that you are not looking good. Are you stressed? Is there something wrong? It is only means what actually because of the hormone, because it has made your body in that way that it is reflecting the situation in which you are
gesture. It creates gestures.
Yes, you can say. It creates gestures. Just see what happens when we are angry. It is really important to understand. If you become angry, then how do you affect your health? You just see that. Hypothalamus stimulates pituitary. You can understand. Pituitary means master gland. It is. Okay. So that hypothalamus will start stimulating pituitary gland. After this, what will happen? Pituitary releases ACTH into blood. I really do not know the full form of this. That is, it is called stress hormone. It is called stress hormone. So you can understand the pituitary releases ACTH into blood. After that, ACTH stimulates adrenal glands to secrete further chemicals that affect other organ systems. So means you become angry, you damage yourself. Okay, other will only see the situation. You are precious, I told you all are perfect. So start avoiding these angers and keep yourself healthy. This is the reality. What we notice. If we are angry, then just this is the reality. Heart rate speeds up. You might have read the same. BP rises. Breathing speeds up. And blood to muscles. Mind means what? Actually, the contraction or something. Sweating. The beads of perspiration will be there over your body. If you are angry.
Blood to muscle means I think that the fine nerves
obviously we
punctures.
are talking about that means what you total
Circulation is so fast.
So fast the fine nerves that collects the blood becomes puncture and it goes to the person. I think it,
especially those possibilities that heart attack or something will take place. Apart from this, blood sugar increases. If you really want to enjoy your meal, then start avoiding anger. Once you get that blood sugar, you will get limited diet. That you need to understand and how important it is. Okay, to keep ourselves away from anger. Okay, so these things are there that we generally notice when we become angry. Just see common symptoms of anger. You can see physically how will you feel that you are angry. Muscle tension. You can see you will some individual will start vomiting. Especially that kind of tendencies are found in females. That they do not shout. Okay, they keep the things inside, and only because of this it happens. That is a vomit, headaches. Okay, that a lot of things are there to be spoken and not able to attend. Okay, just keeping it inside the heart. The possibilities are there that you will find. Please get it. Jaw, neck, back pain. This is also the part may be found if you are angry. Sleep disturbances. You slept, you woke up, again you tried to sleep, you woke up. That means what? Actually, you can see the disturbances you will get. Regularly you will get that. Dry mouths, sweaty palms. It is also the reason of anger. Upper respiratory infections. You will not be able to breathe properly. Okay. After this, you will see appetite varies. Yes, appetite varies. Okay, instead of 4 chapati, you are taking 2 only because you were angry. You are not able to manage your diet properly. Apart from this, cold hands. When you will touch your hand, then you will find it cold. Breathing changes. Shallow, you will start sighing, you will start gasping. That kind of thing will be found. After this, if we talk about mental, then you will start worrying about the things. Why did I do that? I should avoid it. Those things. Apart from this, you will start feeling guilty. Okay. It is also apart from this, you will see nervousness will be there. You will get frustrated. If frustrated means you are dealing with someone or talking to someone, you want him to do something, and if that individual is not ready to understand, then you may throw something you might be carrying at that day. That is called means frustration. For no reason you will start shouting at someone. Apart from this, moodiness. Okay, that attending the meeting and then later on you stood at a place and said, "This what a rubbish meeting it is. I am just leaving it." That is called that moodiness. It came in your mind that you do not want to attend it. You found it rubbish one, and only because of this you wanted to leave. That is moodiness. It is also reason of anger at night means. सपने आते हैं बहुत ज़्यादा, especially means what actually all the thing that you would have faced in the school, okay, might have come in your dream. Okay, it might have haunted you. These are the nightmares essentially. Okay, it comes when you are angry. You may just relate it with the situation if you are angry. If you do not find the surroundings soothing, then these things will definitely take place. After this, you will see diminished concentration. You will not be able to concentrate on it. Trying to write something and getting distractions. It is only because of the anger. You might have felt that you are angry, and suppose an individual asks you to write the application, you will not be able to write. Right? It is very easy, but generally it happens. After this, you will see impaired memory or forgetfulness. You will keep the key somewhere and you will forget. You will keep your pen somewhere and you will not be able to recall it to whom you had given it. It happens only when you are angry. You will see behavior, tardiness. Apart from the serious appearance, increased frustration and irritability, prone to accidents, addictions. You will start overreacting. You might have uttered those words and you are overreacting. You just try and understand. Those things are there. Apart from this, rushing and tiredness, nervous habits, reduced productivity, social withdrawal. You will avoid meeting, you will avoid seminars, you will not go to the parties, you will not like the company of the people. So these things are common in us, and if we detect that kind of thing happening with us, then we need to understand that we are angry for something or we are not happy for something. Apart from this, cognitive means you understand the stage of learning simply. You can see the personality change. Your personality will get changed. Once means what actually you were liking the company of others, but means suppose the individual start keeping himself or herself aloof. Then means what? It is cognitive that your personality gets changed. Apart from this, become depressed. For no reason you will start shouting on someone. Okay, wantonly you try to hurt someone. Okay, so these are the things. You actually become depressed, feel helpless and hopeless. that you will find that you are all alone and nothing good will happen. It also happens that when you are angry, or means you are not getting the things happening accordingly. Apart from this, become explosive or impulsive. I told you. That means what? Actually, for no reason, I told you that you will start shouting on someone. It is also because of anger that you have got for no reasons. After this, you will see exaggerated fears. That one word, this one example I would like to get. That last time actually I said that to upgrade ourselves one test. Okay, one test could have been conducted. And might means what? Actually, the people might be sitting with fear. Okay, why test? What is the reason behind that? What will happen if we will not be able to score good? Will we be thrown out from the organization? So that means it is also a reason, means you are not ready to accept the situation. Simply. So this is the part, exaggerated fears, develop anxiety and panic. Okay, if we get fearful, okay, that we always get something negative. We do not try to find out the positivity. We always try to keep ourselves with negative thoughts. After this, you will see it develop physical problems, including CV disease, HBP ulcers, migraine. These are the common symptoms that we generally get only because of those cognitive symptoms. These are the cognitive symptoms especially. After this, you will see anger management. How do I do it? Just see, skill needed in dealing with your anger. Identify a range of feelings, including anger. I will elaborate it individually. Identify aggressive acts by self and others. Identify the potential consequences to self and others from the aggressive acts. Identify self-destructive behavior. Identify thoughts prior to aggressive acts. Identify internal cues to feeling of anger. Develop coping mechanism for dealing with anger. Express anger without loss of control. Just see, you will be able to understand the first point that identify a range of feeling including anger. How will you identify it? You will get embarrassed. Embarrassment will be there. You will become excited. Excitement. Disappointed for something. Jealous. Fear. Helpless. Sadness. Left out. If these tendencies are there, you need means in this way, you may identify a range of feeling, including anger. After this, you will see, I am in charge of my own feeling. You have to keep these things in your mind to overcome from those overwhelming situations. You have to think, I own my feeling. This is mine. No one can rule over it. Apart from this, you can say it is okay to feel angry. It is okay, I did that, but don't keep it inside your mind for a long time. It is okay, I did that. It happened with me. But don't ever try to feel embarrassed for the thing that you did. Because we are human and humans are error. This is the part. Anger is a part of being human. If you are human, you will become angry. That is the part. After this, I learn how to express my anger in helpful ways. You are solely responsible for life. And you know the way how to come out from there and how will you utilize and how will you use it as a weapon to win a battle or something. So this is also a part. After this, you will see identify aggressive acts shown by self and others. Aggressive act आप कैसे करते हैं? Throw something. कोई आप पे कुछ फेंक रहा है. Apart from this, kick someone or something. And the walking and means what actually kicking something. If you just notice that kind of thing means you need to understand these are the aggressive acts. You will see getting someone's face, shoving, grabbing, hitting. Apart from this, breaking something, take the phone and throw it out. This is aggressive. Call someone names. Okay, calling someone name is also a part of that aggressive acts. Give someone a dirty look like this. That means scornful, you can say. Scornful. Apart from this silent treatment, become silent discussion. You do not utter even a single word. The individual is standing before you, is speaking a lot, and you are just standing like this and giving a look. It is aggressive. Apart from this, you can see get others to gang up. Okay, that means you try to make a group to execute something. It is also means aggressive act. Apart from this, spread rumors. Okay, spread rumors that you can understand. If we try to spread rumors only to get ourselves satisfied. So these are the symptoms for that aggressive act. Just see, I choose to feel good about myself through expressing my feeling. How will we control? I express angry feelings in ways that are fair to others and me. If these things are there, then it is okay. Apart from this, I use fair words. Example, I feel, I do. You see how good it looks, huh? That you are trying to convince something. I feel when you special. The more I learn to take care of my anger, the more powerful I become. You see this point, Vinita ma'am, please. The more I learn to take care of my anger, the more powerful I become. I need to control what I do with my anger. You should have control over your activities. Apart from this, I control how I let my anger out. If you are able to do that kind of thing, then really you are going to lead a soothing life. Apart from this, I practice cooling off. Calm down. You might have seen all is well, all is well. That is also a way to keep ourselves cool. Apart from this, I watch my thoughts. It is also a way to keep ourselves positive. Okay, to keep ourselves away from anger. Identify potential consequences of your anger to others and yourself. What can that mean for you? Physical harm to someone outside. Okay, physically means you harm someone. It is only because of what? Actually, potential consequences of our anger. Apart from this, destruction of property. We will break the televisions, throw the food. Okay, we will damage someone's property. Okay. After this, you will see the loss of family friends, loss of job, loss of social privileges, going to jail, getting a bad reputation. Okay, all these things are reason for potential consequences of our act. If these things happen, then means what? Actually, we will act accordingly. This is the reality. Self-destructive behavior. How does that help or hurt you? Negative self-talk. अपने बारे में बातें करने लगेंगे that I'll not be able to do anything. No one understands me. How will I do good? How will I go ahead? It is only because these are self-destructive. Always try to keep yourself motivated. Try to do something good. Apart from this, blaming everyone else. You will always find the individual blaming someone. He is not good. Okay, he is psychopath. Okay, he tries to be sober, but he is not. These are the tendencies. Generally, means we go through that. Taking everything personally. कुछ भी बोलो personally हो जाएंगे आप कि हम ही को बोल रहे हैं, हम ही को कर रहे हैं. These things. Assuming, start assuming. That means suppose means what if an individual has been fired from the job, and you start thinking, oh my God, he has been fired. What will happen to me? Am I going to be the next? Simply means these things are there. Apart from this, you will see overreacting and drinking. This is also a part. They start overreacting. Driving recklessly. They will not think about their own health or about means what actually about their physical strength or something. Means they drive recklessly. They do not pay attention or think about the result that may happen. Apart from this, taking drugs. Okay, that means what they want to keep themselves aloof, and only because of this they try to strengthen themselves with the help of drugs. Looking for fights. For a small reason they start fighting. Apart from this feeling outrage, but small things will become angry. These are the things actually these natures are destructive, and we should keep ourselves away from these things. How will we manage that? I stop blaming others and myself. Simply stop blaming. The most important. Blaming only keeps people upset. You will become upset. The individual who listens from you will become upset. So that is why it is a good thing. Blaming only keeps people upset. You need to understand. You will not find anything positive in blaming someone. For a little while, you may get happiness. But when you will sit alone and when you will think upon the matter, you will find the situation totally different. After this, you will see, blaming is a way of not respecting. If you blame someone, you will never be able to earn respect and give respect. I express my feeling and then try to work things out. Express your feeling. That is a good way to work, or means what to create a healthy surrounding. So just work accordingly. After this, you will see. Identify thoughts prior to aggressive acts. You did that on purpose. Purposely means what? Actually, आप plan करके कुछ भी कर. Apart from this, you wanted to hurt me. You deserve this. इस तरीके की statement आपके मुंह से बाहर निकल रहे हैं. You never even asked me. You are being unreasonable. You think you are so good like this. I will show you. You will come to know about the part. You have started it. Like this means if these statements are found somewhere being spoken by someone, means understand. These are the thought prior to aggressive act. It means what in coming time you will find something alarming. This is the individual will start harming you. So that you have to be careful. If someone is speaking these things, be alert. Okay? Avoid these statements. Especially don't take it by heart. Apart from this, there is no justice. And these are the things. That means these statements just make you aware that something disastrous may take place. So just keep it inside your mind and you will find it good that you saved yourself from being blamed or being harmed. After this, you will see internal cues to feeling of anger. Stomach gets tight or upset. Heart is beating faster. Clenching fists. When you become angry, then you do this. You clench your fists. Feel myself getting fast. Pressure on my temples. And then sweaty palms. I told you earlier. Clenching jaws. Okay, so these things are there, especially these are the cues to feeling of anger. How will you control it? Just calm down. So, mutual respect. Respect each other and you will be able to find out the difference around you. Simply means what actually I can say that you will be able to get respect, you will be able to earn respect if you respect someone. After this, name the problem. Try to figure out what kind of problem you have undergone and what is the problem especially. Try to find solution. Response rather than react. No need to react, try to respond to the situation. Apart from this, choose the best solutions. Don't ever try to make the things lengthy. Try to figure out a short way to overcome from all the situation might be worrying you. And you will be able to make yourself happy. After this, congratulate yourself. Suppose if you are not getting praised by someone, congratulate yourself. Be happy. Review the solution that was picked. Whatsoever the solution you have decided to take for a problem, and review it. And try to think about the consequences and the results which may take place. After this, you will see love, pray, forget. And you will be able to keep yourself away from anger. Realize that most stress comes from within, not without. After this, taking time to smell the flowers and taste this strawberries. One small video I'm going to play, and you will be able to understand it. Is that anger will make the thing worse. It will never please you. But if you keep yourself calm, you will be able to delegate your duty smoothly, and it will make you feel content. Let us see the video. So the boy is there trying to manage something. See, the thing could have been managed with patience. But you see, the anger did something disastrous. The boy was not able to do the things in one day.